My grandfather, a proud coal miner with hands calloused by years of hard work, used to tell me stories about life in the West Virginia coal fields. His tales were rich with the texture of a life spent deep underground, where the air was thick with coal dust, and the camaraderie among miners was as strong as the rock they chipped away at. He spoke of a time when mining was more than just a job, it was a way of life, a source of identity and community. The coal fields were not just a place to earn a living, but a place where families grew, friendships were forged, and traditions were passed down through generations. He described bustling coal towns where neighbors looked after one another, and the sound of pickaxes echoed through the valleys, a testament to the industry that fueled a nation. These towns were vibrant with life, filled with the laughter of children playing in the streets and the hum of daily activities that kept the community thriving. But even in his tales of a bygone era, a hint of hardship lingered. The work was grueling, the hours long, and the pay often meager. Yet, there was a sense of pride in the labor, a belief that they were contributing to something greater than themselves. He spoke of the ever-present danger of the mines, the dust that coated the lungs of men who toiled beneath the earth. The threat of cave-ins, explosions, and long-term health issues loomed over every shift, a constant reminder of the perilous nature of their work. He recounted the struggles of miners fighting for fair wages and safer working conditions, their voices often drowned out by the roar of the coal companies. These were battles fought not just for themselves, but for their families and future generations, hoping to carve out a better life amidst the coal dust. Growing up in the shadow of these stories, I witnessed firsthand the complex legacy of coal in West Virginia. The tales of my grandfather were not just history lessons, they were a living part of our community's fabric, shaping our identity and our future. The industry that once brought prosperity had also left scars on the land and its people. Abandoned mines and environmental degradation were stark reminders of the cost of progress, a juxtaposition of the wealth extracted and the damage left behind. The once bustling coal towns were now often shadows of their former selves, grappling with unemployment, poverty, and a deep sense of loss. The decline of the coal industry had a ripple effect, impacting not just the miners but entire communities that had relied on coal for their livelihood. As I delved deeper into the history of my home state, I began to understand that the story of West Virginia's poverty is inextricably intertwined with the rise and fall of King Coal. The boom and bust cycles of the coal industry had left an indelible mark on the region, shaping its economic and social landscape. It's a story of boom and bust cycles, of exploitation and resilience, and of a people determined to forge a new path forward amidst the challenges they face. Today, there is a renewed sense of hope as communities come together to rebuild and diversify their economies, finding new ways to honor their past while looking towards a brighter future. For over a century, coal was the undisputed king of West Virginia's economy. It was the lifeblood of the state, driving its growth and shaping its destiny. The discovery of vast bituminous coal reserves in the late 19th century transformed the state, drawing thousands of workers to the mountains in search of a better life. These workers came from all over, bringing with them hopes and dreams of prosperity. Coal fueled the nation's industrial growth, powering factories, steel mills, and homes across the country. It was the engine that drove America forward, providing the energy needed for progress and innovation. The boom years brought jobs, but they also brought exploitation. Miners worked long hours in grueling conditions, often for meager pay. Coal companies, often headquartered outside the state, held immense power, dictating wages, controlling housing, and influencing local politics. They created a system where miners were dependent on the company for nearly every aspect of their lives. Miners faced dangerous working conditions, with mine collapses, explosions, and black lung disease claiming countless lives. The risks were high, and the toll on miners and their families was immense. Despite the hardships, coal mining became deeply ingrained in the state's identity. It was more than just a job. It was a way of life, a source of pride and community. Generations of West Virginians toiled in the mines, their labor fueling the nation's growth, while also shaping the social fabric of their communities. The legacy of coal mining was passed down from father to son, creating a strong sense of tradition and continuity. Coal was more than just a job, it was a way of life, a source of pride and identity passed down through generations. It was the backbone of many families, providing not just income but a sense of purpose and belonging. However, the reign of King Coal was not destined to last. The industry that once seemed invincible began to show signs of vulnerability. By the latter half of the 20th century, the industry began its inevitable decline. The demand for coal decreased and the once thriving coal towns started to wither. Automation reduced the demand for miners, while cheaper and cleaner energy sources like natural gas emerged as competitors. The energy landscape was changing, and coal was no longer the dominant force it once was. The once mighty coal fields began to falter, leaving behind economic hardship and an uncertain future. The decline of coal left a void that was difficult to fill, and the communities that had relied on it for so long were left to navigate a new and challenging reality. The decline of coal exposed a fundamental flaw in West Virginia's economy: its over-reliance on a single industry. For generations, the state had pinned its hopes on the black gold beneath its mountains, neglecting to diversify into other sectors. When the coal industry faltered, the entire state felt the tremors. Efforts to diversify the economy have been hampered by a number of factors. The state's rugged terrain and lack of adequate infrastructure have made it challenging to attract new industries. Limited access to capital and a shortage of skilled workers have further hindered economic development. Moreover, the legacy of coal continues to cast a long shadow. The state's political landscape has often been dominated by pro-coal interests, making it difficult to implement policies that promote economic diversification. The focus on reviving the coal industry, while understandable given its historical significance, has often come at the expense of investing in alternative sectors. Despite these challenges, there have been glimmers of hope. The state has made some strides in promoting tourism, leveraging its natural beauty and outdoor recreational opportunities. Investments in renewable energy and technology have also shown promise, offering a glimpse of a more sustainable future. Section 4. Uneven ground, education, and the opportunity gap. Education has long been touted as the key to escaping poverty, but in West Virginia, the path to opportunity through education has been fraught with obstacles. The state faces a number of challenges in providing quality education to all its students, contributing to a persistent cycle of poverty. One of the most pressing issues is funding. West Virginia consistently ranks among the lowest states in per-pupil spending, resulting in larger class sizes, outdated textbooks, and a shortage of qualified teachers. This lack of investment is particularly acute in rural areas, where schools often struggle to attract and retain experienced educators. Furthermore, the state's high poverty rate has a direct impact on educational outcomes. Children living in poverty are more likely to face challenges such as food insecurity, inadequate housing, and limited access to health care, all of which can hinder their ability to succeed in school. The consequences of these educational disparities are far-reaching. West Virginia has one of the lowest high school graduation rates in the nation, and a significant portion of its residents lack the skills and education needed to compete in today's job market. This, in turn, perpetuates the cycle of poverty, limiting opportunities for individuals, families, and entire communities. Section 5. The health of the hills, healthcare disparities in Appalachia. The mountains of Appalachia, while renowned for their beauty, also harbor a harsh reality. The health of its residents lags far behind the rest of the nation. This region, known for its rugged terrain and picturesque landscapes, is home to communities that face significant health challenges. West Virginia, in particular, faces a confluence of factors that contribute to significant healthcare disparities. The state's unique geography and economic history have created a perfect storm of health-related issues. Poverty, often cited as a key determinant of health, casts a long shadow over the state. Many families struggle to make ends meet, and this economic hardship directly impacts their ability to access healthcare services. Limited access to healthy food, inadequate housing, and environmental hazards associated with extractive industries all contribute to higher rates of chronic diseases such as heart disease, diabetes, and cancer. The legacy of coal mining has left many areas with polluted water and soil, further exacerbating health problems. Compounding these challenges is the lack of access to quality healthcare. Rural clinics are often underfunded and understaffed, making it difficult for residents to receive timely and effective medical care. The state faces a severe shortage of healthcare professionals, particularly in rural areas. This shortage means that even when residents seek care, they may not be able to find a provider who can see them. Many residents must travel long distances to see a doctor or specialist, posing a significant barrier to care, especially for those with limited transportation options or financial resources. The winding roads and mountainous terrain can make these journeys even more challenging. The opioid epidemic has also exacted a heavy toll on West Virginia, ravaging families and communities. The crisis has strained an already overburdened healthcare system and has left many in need of addiction treatment and support. The state has the highest rate of drug overdose deaths in the nation, a grim statistic that underscores the urgent need for expanded access to addiction treatment and mental health services. Addressing this crisis requires a multifaceted approach including prevention, treatment, and community support. Addressing these healthcare disparities is crucial not only for improving the well-being of West Virginians but also for breaking the cycle of poverty. Community health initiatives and local engagement are key to making lasting changes. When people are healthy, they are better equipped to work, support their families, and contribute to their communities. By investing in healthcare, we invest in the future of Appalachia, ensuring that its residents can thrive and prosper.